Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Max with BuzzTox here, and I'm back with another Game of Thrones news video. In this video, I go on Watchers on the Wall and I give you my thoughts and opinions on the latest news to break. Now this week's news, we got a lot of interviews as well as we got some Season 8 news. But let's start off with the interviews. In these interviews, we got a lot of little nuggets on what to expect in Game of Thrones Season 7. And starting with the character Yara Greyjoy, from an interview we learned that she's been bumped to primary character status. Which is really interesting because we're going to see her play a really significant role in this season. We know that we're going to see her and Theon get attacked in episode 2. But from there on out, based on my predictions, and rumor has it that she gets captured by Yara Greyjoy. And I honestly think that she will continue this primary character role playing off of Cersei. I believe that we may see Cersei torture Yara Greyjoy. And it'll be very interesting because it's going to be yet another Greyjoy that gets tortured by a psycho. But moving on to the next interview, Aidan Gillen, who plays Littlefinger, stated that his character continues to build his relationship with Sansa Stark. And he also says that it evolves into a relationship that we haven't seen before. And this is really interesting because what relationship have we seen between Sansa and Littlefinger? I think we've seen the father-daughter relationship where he wants to protect her. But then we see that kind of evolve into more of a romantic relationship. He wants her, but she doesn't really want him. But I believe that this new relationship that he is talking about is almost a false friendship. Sansa stated where she was with their relationship in Season 6. And I believe that she's going to be playing a false friendship to get what she wants from Peter Baelish. Check out my Sansa Stark predictions if you want to know what that is. The next interview was with Maisie Williams, who plays Arya Stark, and she pretty much admitted that she's going to be there for Season 8. She stated that she's waiting for the Season 8 script, so this obviously hints that she will not die in Game of Thrones Season 7, but to be honest, that is expected. There's another interview with Natalie Ooman, she plays Missandei, and she pretty much talks about Grey Worm and Missandei's relationship. And how this time their relationship is different because they really have to confront their emotions because they don't know if they're ever going to see each other again. It's not guaranteed if one dies or the other survives, etc. And I think that it's really interesting that she's saying this because Missandei's going to be staying in Dragonstone and we're going to see Grey Worm go to Casterly Rock and Highgarden to fight a war. And I believe the reason they're building this romantic relationship between these two characters is because they're going to take it away from us. I'm convinced that Littlefinger is going to die at the Battle of Highgarden. If you want to know more about it, check out my Daenerys predictions. The next quote comes from Lena Headey, who plays Cersei. And she says something very interesting. She pretty much says that Cersei has been horrible to one particular character. And she says it's really quite loathsome. And I think this really hints at the relationship between Jaime and Cersei in Game of Thrones Season 7. I believe that Cersei will be sending Jaime all around Westeros to fight her war for her, and she's not going to show him the most respect. And this is really going to be a journey for Jaime to realize that he doesn't really love his sister. And we're going to see the relationship between the brother and sister change, until it comes to a point where Cersei really doesn't have anyone. But then we get our first look at some Game of Thrones Season 8 news. And this news is really based on a castle. The producers of the show have been scouting a castle and they've been really interested in the round tower of this particular castle. So this really begs the question, what castle could this be? We're going to already be seeing Highgarden and Casterly Rock in Season 7, so those aren't the castles. So it has to be a brand new castle that we haven't seen before. And I believe that this is going to be Storm's End. We know that Gendry is going to be back for Game of Thrones Season 7, and I believe Season 8 is the perfect opportunity to see his home, where he could potentially rule it. Now, I know that it doesn't really look the part, it looks more like a Dornish castle. But that being said, I think it's very interesting that they were looking for a round tower, because that is very prevalent at Storm's End. As well as they can really CGI this castle up. They can use what they like and then CGI and change what they don't like. They've done that with Dragonstone and many other towers. They add multiple additions. And I think we're going to see that with this castle. So it'll be really interesting to see if I'm actually right. But we have a year and a half to tell, so who knows. But that is it, everybody, for my news video. Please like and leave a comment down below. I'm going to be coming out with more videos in the future as we look forward to Game of Thrones, and I can't believe it only comes out in a week and a half. I'm super pumped. But until then, I'll see you guys later.